First of all, I must say sorry for this inconvenience, and I hope that everyone can rejoin us. Yes. I'll just wait for a while until the rest of the attendees join us. They are all coming back.
May I ask a question while you're waiting?
Come on.
Now you mentioned that we have to paraphrase everything to make sure that no words like are repeated in this. Okay, does that mean that every single word, and how can we build up our vocabulary so that we could find good words to replace the words mentioned in the text?
This is a very smart and excellent question, actually. But let me write one thing on the group so everyone can rejoin me, and I'll answer your excellent question. Okay. About the question that you just asked now, how can you build your language? You don't have to go and put, for example, this sentence which says disturbs, or the extra life disturbs human and the natural life, and you try to find the parallel word for every word here. This is not the right thing, because this will lead to a very fragile sentence. Your sentence will not be strong, and you will not be creative. It will seem like someone trying to just replace words. No, you try to read the sentence and to produce it your own way, avoiding these words which are given in the text of the exam. Another thing, how to improve your vocab and how to use a vocab which belongs to C2 in the CEFR, not to the B2 or B1. Yes, you need to improve this. And this happens, I'll tell you how. It comes in my presentation now, and I'll try to go a little bit faster than before. So this was the question number, or exercise number 4, and we know how to do it. We read the question carefully, we scan the text and try to underline the related pieces of information. I won't worry if there is 1 or 2 or 3 paragraphs. I won't take anything from them, no problem at all. You must stick to your focus, to the main point. Then you will go and organize what you have underlined. Then you will paraphrase. Well, should I put a title to my summary? No, there is no title for the summary. We don't put a title. But I must use an excellent leading sentence so my reader will understand what I'm going to talk about. You will not just go and start writing. No, you will take, and this, the best strategy to have a good lead to your writing is to go back to the question itself. And from the question, you will form an excellent lead to the point. If you go back to the question, it says, write a summary about negative aspects of light pollution in our world. Okay, someone can take it and say another thing to start his writing. He can say, okay, light pollution has affected or has its negative impact. Okay, the word negative is mentioned here, so I don't like to use it. Okay, so I'll say light pollution has its or its bad impact on the on many species on Earth, okay, or in many creatures on Earth. And then you go, because now I'm just, when we write, we put everything and we improve it the way we like. So this is for question number 3. Question number 4, sorry. Now we go to question number 4. Sorry, number 5. Question number 5, here you write 150 to 200 words. What he wants you to do, It's different. This is completely different from summary writing. And I won't speak much about it because of time. We are running out of time. But at first, you must know that never write less than 150. 170 can be great and can be an excellent frame to express your abilities, your language. And remember always that you are rewarded marks for two things when you write: for content and for language. That's why we proofread. Content, you decide on planning that you targeted the right audience, you targeted the main point, you targeted the right tone when you are writing, and then the language, everything that we spoke about. You avoided all the mistakes related to grammar and vocabulary and spelling, all these things we mentioned in proofreading. Okay? And be careful that the question itself gives you information about the purpose, format, and audience. How come? Let's look at this example. This is an example taken from one of the papers issued by Cambridge, and it says here, let me take this down. Yes, nothing here to read. You recently helped someone in trouble. Recently. Every word here counts. You must be careful on reading your question. Very, very careful. Write an email to a friend. So I'll be casual when I write. I am writing to a friend. I can use colloquial. I can use abbreviation like isn't, aren't, and so on. Okay, because I'm writing to a friend. And writing to a friend is different from just writing to someone higher than me. If you are writing an email to your teacher, to your boss, no, it will be completely different. And this comes through practicing. In your email, you should describe where you were and what happened. Be careful, you have to cover this. Okay? First of all, you helped someone in trouble. Then describe where and when and what happened. Explain what you did to help. And the last thing, say what you learned from this experience. And here he tells you the picture above may give you some ideas, and you can also use some ideas of your own. Your email should be between 100, okay, we said that, and
شباب
we can,
وروني
okay.
شكله
I have to mute everybody, so when we speak, we are all together on the same thing. We are discussing the same point, and we all focus on the same thing. And I'll welcome all your questions after I finish, and I'll try to finish quickly. Here is an email to a friend. Of course, you can start writing dear Omar, Tom, Ahmed, whoever, but don't forget the comma. Don't forget the greeting at the beginning. Don't forget to finish the email the right way, saying, have to go now, love, greetings, lots of love. You can use many expressions, which is not official. You are not recommended, or you are not advised here to go and write something like yours sincerely or yours faithfully. Yours sincerely or faithfully is not the right thing because it's very formal. You can't start your email to a friend saying, I hope this email finds you well. These are more formal. And still, there are many things, many specifications about writing emails, and it will be discussed in the right time. Then, question number 6. Okay. Still again, here, question number 6. It's 150 to 200 words, 60 marks, and you need again to say that 170 words is excellent. Be careful. There must be difference in the two examples. And in the two examples, you are rewarded for content and for accuracy of your language. Okay? Here is a very important thing about the last thing. It says it's a review or an article or response to a short stimulus. It can be some bubbles, including what people said, or he explains something to you, or a picture, okay? Or some sentences printed in the paper. Then be careful because the question will provide you with information about the purpose, format, and audience, but you must be ready for that. It must be different from what happened in example 2, which was question number 5. Let's have a look at this. If you look here, here is a prompt, as you see, looks like a factory, and it explains. And here's some other written prompts to help you try to know what he wants you to write about. Your class recently went on a trip to a large recycling center. Your teacher has asked you to write a report. Remember, it's a report, and the report is for your teacher. It's a big difference. You are not writing for a friend. You are not writing for a school magazine. Whenever we write to something or someone, I have to put in mind my audience. Who will read? I'm speaking to who when I write? Who I am writing to. So you will need here to be very formal, and you will write a report, and the report must have a good title, okay? And title should be short, and if you can, during the practicing, you can be very creative on making your own titles. In your report, say what you learned from the recycling center, the trip, and suggest how it could be improved. This is important. So don't just say what you have learned. These are points to be covered. You must say what you have learned and suggest how it could be better or improved in the next times. Okay, if it is repeated next years. Here are two comments from other students in your class. Two comments say, the trip was too short. We didn't manage to visit every part of the center. The other one said, it made me much more aware of the importance of recycling. So you have two sides. It's normal that a group of students went and visited the place. Some of the group will like the idea, some of the group will not like the idea. This is normal, and you have to cover the two sides. And remember again, your report should have a title and should be divided into paragraphs. And this is very important, to how to divide and how to weave your paragraphs well. I see that there are many questions coming in the chat. I'll answer them all. Okay. Okay. Let me have a look at the chat now. Okay. 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 I'd like to see here, sir. I ask a question. Okay. He said depends on the audience. Okay, but sir, okay, I'm trying to have a look at all the chats, and that's why, because I'm focusing on, okay, there should be an introduction. Yes, but not in the summary. The summary is just the lead sentence. Introduction for the report, yes. Introduction for the email, yes. And the introduction of the report is different from the introduction of the email. It's completely different. Be careful about that. I saw someone writing, so there should be an introduction. Okay. Someone said here, but it isn't preferred to end. Yes, I'd like to listen to your question.
Sir, how many marks are detected in spelling mistakes in writing?
Okay, actually, when it comes to spelling mistakes, it depends on the frequency of your mistakes, how many mistakes you have made in your writing. And I prefer, my advice to you, if you are planning to score A star, okay, don't risk using any word you are not sure of its spelling. But it counts, especially it will be highly penalized or punished if the word changed its meaning. When you are writing, you made a spelling mistake, and this made the word has a different or have a different meaning. If you made the mistake that serious, it will affect your mark. They may neglect some few or minor spelling mistakes, but I don't like anyone to rely on this. You may lose 1 or 2 marks for your spelling mistakes, depending on the frequency of your spelling mistakes. How many spelling mistakes you make is very important, and try to avoid that. And through practicing, you can improve your spelling. Spelling is not a big problem. If your pronunciation is good, if you are not overwhelmed with the way you write on the internet, okay, you can avoid making spelling mistakes. I want your paper to be as perfect as possible, to the maximum, to be perfect, to be 100% sure of everything you write, so you are satisfied and you are happy with your mark when it comes. Someone here said, but it isn't preferred to end it in an informal way, friendly, lovely way, kind of. It was once said to me, this note. I'm sorry. I'll tell you one thing. Why he says write to your teacher or write to your friend? When we say write to your teacher, you must be formal. When you write to your friend, you write informal. And be careful. We want you, the examiner or Cambridge or that the test wants to be sure that you are capable of living life the normal way. Do you think that you will be formal when you speak to a friend? You will be penalized for this. You will lose marks if you go and write a very formal style to a friend. Okay, I can't start an email to my boss saying, how are you? But we do this with our friends. We do this in our life, and English is what we use to communicate with others. No, you must finish when you write to a friend, yes, go sarcastic, go and be kidding with your friend, but be careful to focus on the target. Everything must be focused on what you are doing, because actually 170 words is not much. It's a problem. 170 words, every word must be linked to the point you are writing about. Here, some other questions. Sir, opposite, I heard wrong. But sir, just said the opposite or heard wrong. He said no need much. I'm sorry. I'm responsible for what I say, and I'm sure of that. And you can check back the Cambridge website for every criterion. Yeah, it depends on the audience. I said that. Can I differ between formal and formal writing? Informal and formal writing. Yes, the difference between formal and informal writing simply is when I write formally, I must stick to the to specific expressions. As I just said, I hope this email finds you well. This is for someone higher than me. I'm writing with regard to this point. Yes, this is formal. Okay. When I go informal, I'm writing to ask you about, and I go. And when we practice, you will master everything related to the formal and the informal. I can't, when I write to my boss, I can't end it writing love. When I write to my friend, yes, I can say lots of love or whatever. There are abbreviations also are not formal. Isn't, when you write the word isn't with apostrophe, this is not formal. When we write formal, I must write is and then not as two words. This is more formal. Edexcel, yes, it's English after all. What is applied for Cambridge applies to Edexcel. Okay. Okay. These are all the questions now, and I listen to more questions after I finish my presentation. Now this was question 6. One more before we restart. Mr. Do you teach Edexcel too? Of course, Edexcel is very close to Cambridge. They are very close to each other, and you must be ready for whatever. It's English after all, and it's different from first language. Since you are speaking about second language, different from first language. But Edexcel and Cambridge, they are both very similar. You may find me bringing some samples or some exercises from Edexcel or from Cambridge, the same. It's not big difference. Now, please let me go back to my presentation, and I'll welcome all your questions later. Now, how you should work for your target score. That's why I said, just wait for me. I'll answer this question. This is the question you all care about. Okay, how you should work for your target score. This is very important. Number one, you must know the rules. I will never excel or do something without knowing the rules. Yes, it must be in mind. Whenever while you are practicing, you make a mistake, your teacher must remind you the rule. So you have a reference. When you are in the exam, you know you have done the right thing or the wrong thing because you know the rule. This is very important. The second point is to practice. Practice makes perfect. If you know all the rules by heart, but you didn't put them into practice, you will never be able to use them in the test day. Practice and the practice and the practice. And be careful that the English you use in the scientific subjects like math, like chemistry, like biology, like physics, this destroys your English language because your target there is scientific. You want to understand the point, and then you go with calculations, you go with many things. And be careful, you need to practice the English language. In many cases, when you study math or science, generally, you are not using right English, and still they are not looking for the correct English language when you are writing for these scientific subjects. But here, you need to practice to get the A star. It's easy. If you practice, getting an A star will be easy. If you don't practice, it's a big problem. But how to practice, we will come to this. Okay, improve your fluency. You must go and work automatically on the test day. You have no time to waste. You have to be very fluent in everything you do. You know, you read the word, you know what to do. You need the, you know, okay. This fluency will make you make the best use of your time and your effort in the exam. You will not waste yourself. You will not go and think about things you already know. You are not there to discover the question. No, you are there to show your abilities, your content, your language. This is important to improve your fluency, to save your effort and time on the test day. Test day is not the right time for thinking about things or for about new things to think about. No, everything must go fluent and spontaneous, and you must know exactly what you will be doing in every second. The next point is optimize your time management. Yes, you must, through practicing, and all this happens through practicing. You must know how much time you should spend on planning and thinking. And this, I can say, you should take time on this. Through practicing, the first time you may take 20 minutes, 10 minutes. Okay, through practicing, it will take you 2 or 3 minutes maximum. Then you will keep time for writing your draft. Still, I say draft. I never say writing your text. And then you will have time to proofread. That's optimizing your time management. You must know what time should be specified for everyone, and this should go spontaneous. You should be fluent in doing that. Then troubleshoot your area of weakness. Whoever the teacher you work with must always tell you where are your weak areas or your troubles. Maybe you have a problem with a specific grammatical point. He must focus on it and work with you on it until you overcome it. Maybe your vocabulary is not high enough in specific areas, maybe in pollution with regard to courts and whatever. It depends. He should supply you with practices, with vocabulary lists, and make you confident. It's not enough to know the word and its meaning. You must go through practicing. You must practice the word and its meaning and use it in many different contexts. So in the exam, you use it normally. You are not going to look for something hidden in your brain. No, we want the advanced English, the high-level English, whether grammar or vocab, to be ready for use in your brain. Don't go and dig in your memory on that day. No, everything must be, if you like to call, in your cache memory, so you can use it quickly without any hesitance or without being hesitated or afraid that you may waste your time. Okay? Then, my role. In case you chose to register with me, to start your course with me, of course, the course includes many things because it's English for the for Cambridge, and the course includes all areas of the exam. I speak about the reading, the writing, the listening, and everything. But this, because it's a demo class, as you see, I focused mainly on writing. Every part of this demo class will be highlighted in its specific classes for writing, but still people lose marks because of reading. Reading has its own tactics. And that's why next Tuesday, I'm going to make another demo class about reading and how to score an A* with confidence in your reading for the IG. It's important. And be ready for this exercise, for this class, because I'll make you more involved with me. I'll give you more exercises and we will discuss what you will do. Next Tuesday, I'll put the note on the group after I finish. My role with you is feedback. Yes, whenever the work done in class is important, but the homework is more important. The class will be mainly to discuss the homework. Why your writing will not score A*? What is the problem with your writing? This is important. Feedback on what you have done in everything, not only writing. Feedback on reading. Okay, this is the right answer, but it will not take the full mark. For example, if someone underlined in question number 4 all the important points and copied his lines from the text, copied them in the answer sheet, will he take 0? Will he take 4 or 5? What will he take? You should know that very well. You should know exactly what your mark will be. Yes, you should know score for each criterion. You should know why you lost this mark. Spelling, punctuation, is it because you copied from the text? You should know everything about this. Then, diagnosis of your mistakes. Yeah, you have a problem with grammar. I tell you, it's a problem with your grammar. You have a problem with your paragraphs, how to build up your paragraphs. Yes, I'll explain how to make your paragraph better. If there is a problem with vocabulary, it will be there. I'll tell you how to improve it. With the formal and informal styles that you are talking about, yes, it's a big difference and it affects your mark. Not just writing. Writing is a big, big, big deal. But how you make it simple, how you go and get the A*, through practicing, through work. Don't just rely on, yeah, I know what it needs. I have done enough. There is no end for improvement, and you can keep trying to improve. Then, tips to improve. Yes, I'll give you tips how to improve everything. Okay. And exercises, because if I just correct your mistake and tell you you have a problem with this, and here is the answer, this is not enough. I must make you practice and practice and practice until it becomes something natural in your writing. It comes spontaneously. You don't need to think, yeah, I have a problem with this, I must be careful with this. No, we must overcome all your problems. We must troubleshoot all your problems before you go to the final exam. A model answer that we will reach together. In the group, I'll show the homework, but not with the names of the students. And everyone knows that this is his writing, or this is his reading, or this is his answer or reply in general. We will show and we will discuss and we will come to a model answer. This is very important to receive. The work you do is the most important thing. Whatever I do is just guiding you. I give you guidance, okay? So I show you the right way, how to go to the A*, but you are the one who will walk it. You will work and work and work. If we keep work for the class time, you will waste lots of your time. We will do some work together with me in class, but the main part of the class will be checking your homework and all these things I have done here. Okay, following up your homework is the first priority for me. Okay, to know where you are and take you to the right place or to the right level. Actually, I have exceeded 1 hour. Actually, I do thank you all.